Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody? Give me just a second. Let me get the Discord stream going. I'm going to head over to that just in case anybody's hanging out there. Where is it? There we go. Morning live stream. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well this morning. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything squared away here. I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball after a long journey home yesterday. I appreciate, I hope everybody did well while I was away the past few days out of town traveling for my bachelor party, which wasn't too shabby, but hope everybody's done well since then. Let me get my ES chart open here. That's the one we want to be looking at least at the moment. I just had some economic data drop here a second ago, so we'll cover that. Just as a quick reminder for those who weren't around or haven't noticed yet, we are moving the chat and the primary focus of these live streams over to our YouTube channel. In fact, let me get that link and post it here in the chat for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, but again, remember that focus is on YouTube now, and for those of you watching on YouTube, don't forget that is where we are doing the chat. So let me get, where is it? There we go. Let's share that screen, go live with that. So those who are still here in the Discord are able to see what we're covering here this morning. And then last but not least, let me do this. Let me pull this. Pull this link real quick. Sorry, give me just a second, folks. Bear with me. I will get there, I promise. Let's see, direct messages. It was a long drive home yesterday, that's all I'm going to say. All right, let's see. This YouTube link here. So, post this in the chat. And interesting that we can't film the live streams. Why does it say starting in 55 minutes? That's weird. There is the YouTube link. Let me post this in the main chat. So I think there's something weird going on with our event here. It's up. That's on the channel. Chat and interact. All right. That's that there. The options chat. And we'll get this out in the stock chat as well. All right. Hey, what's up, Chris? Good morning to you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I'm trying to get the word out to everybody. I just feel like there's something weird going on with our event. It looks like, at least on the Discord, it doesn't start for another hour. I'm not sure why that is the case. Let's see. Edit all events in series. Next. Yep. Something got screwed up there. That's weird. Unless somebody accidentally came in here and edited this or something. I'm not sure. But let's go to interesting. Next, and save. Save. Can't schedule event in the past. Interesting. All right, I'll fix this later, I suppose. But yeah, just a reminder, we are here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 a.m. unless I'm out of town or have something else going on, whatever the case might be. Like I said, I just got back from my bachelor party weekend, so apologies for not having any spy plans out Friday or please, Chris, if you wouldn't mind, I'm having a hard time getting it to update because it's saying I can't edit an event in the past. So yeah, if you don't mind, I'd appreciate it so we can make sure that people know what time, the correct time these are actually starting. I apologize for any confusion that may have caused. I don't know if that was me that nudged that in the wrong direction or if something happened while I was away the last couple of days, but we'll get it figured out and we'll keep on rolling here. So economic data just came out. Let's take a look at that real quick. Looks like everything was pretty close to being in line, but let's make sure about that. So core inflation a little higher than the consensus, in line with the previous, so it didn't go up month over month, year over year. A little below the previous reading, but not quite on the consensus estimate. So 3.8% year over year core inflation versus 3.7 consensus, but the previous reading was 3.9, so it came down a little bit. And then the overall inflation rate month over month, 0.4, in line, slightly higher than the previous reading, and year over year, slightly higher than the consensus and the previous reading. So a little bit interesting that we're getting the reaction we're getting here this morning so far. I would expect to see this potentially be a little bit bearish, but who knows? Maybe the big players on Wall Street see something in this in these numbers that I don't, which is, wouldn't be the first time that that's happened. So we just taking a look here at ES real quick, and then we'll get to doing some trade plans. I know we didn't have member selected tickers again because I was we having Wagyus. Sure, we could have Wagyus. I love some Wagyus. Hey, good morning everybody who's joined us here on YouTube. As a reminder for those hanging out in the Xtrades live stream, again, the focus for these is on YouTube, so please make sure that you join us there. That's where I'm focusing on the chat, and again, eventually we will move this entirely over to the YouTube Xtrades YouTube channel versus connecting it to the Discord really at all after a certain point. So make sure you're getting over to our YouTube channel to watch these every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Also make sure that you are subscribing to the Xtrades YouTube channel, because eventually we will limit the chat for the YouTube feed to subscribers only. That doesn't require an Xtrades membership. We're starting to open this up as kind of a demonstration of some of the things that we do at Xtrades as far as helping our members become better traders and therefore more profitable and making more money. So hope you guys will take a minute, if you're only watching on YouTube and you haven't yet checked out the Xtrades web app or joined our Discord yet, please check all that out, xtrades.net. That is where you can find all the information you'll need to connect with us and become a member of our community. So anyway, like I said, we put in a new supply area here, at least based on the 4-hour chart overhead on this recent pullback that we saw while I was out of town. But things seem to be overall maintaining a bullish momentum. I've looked at this on a few different time frames. We're also seeing it on smaller time frames now where we're flipping things back to the bullish side. So will be interesting to see how we react to the supply zone on the first test. I have a feeling, or I wouldn't be surprised, I should say, if we saw some real struggle with getting through this on the next test, because this was recently established. But looking at potential fib extensions overhead, if we do break through that, we can make some more room to the upside, and could potentially see SPY trying to push toward the 520-ish area. So keep an eye on all of this. I will continue to share my insights now that I am back in full swing with everything. So let's take a look at, since I don't have any trade plans to recap at this point, because I was, again, out of town and certainly not in a position to be doing any trade plans over the weekend. So we don't really have much to review. So let's dig into some new trade plan requests. I see some folks are dropping those here in our YouTube chat, so I appreciate that. Let's see, Rue, SMCI, need to keep this pace. So was that a request? It doesn't really sound like a trade plan request. But let's take a look. We got Lily for Eli Lilly for Harry. Sure, what's up? What's up, Harry? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Let's take a look at the at LLY, Eli Lilly for Harry. Let's see if we can't come up with a plan for this one. CRM, sure, we'll wind up having time for that, Chris, I have no doubt. All right, so Lilly is not one that I've really ever personally traded, and clearly have never really analyzed it either. So I don't even have any levels on it. Oh, I do, but they're from forever ago, apparently. Back in 2021, but where this is at now, those aren't going to be all that helpful. So, man, this is going to be an interesting one. But let's take a look at it because this is, man, absolutely just exploded. Some of these moves to the upside. All right, so let's figure out a good base to kind of start our trade planning from. Would like to find something here on this weekly chart, but Lily has just been pushing to the upside pretty strongly without spending a lot of time developing support resistance levels. There is this gap down, though, gap on the downside on the weekly chart. I would definitely keep this on watch. I will mark off this current all-time high, at least for now. Inside this range, there's just not a lot of price action, so we're going to have to start working on some smaller time frames, but that's okay. Let's see what we can find here. Nothing really on the weekly chart up in this area that I could see. All right. Feeling this looks like, I mean, the all-time high is definitely a little bit higher, but just looking at where these candles are closing and rejecting, that looks like kind of more the key level, even though we do have a print a little bit above that. Yeah, I'm not gonna have any historical data there, so this may be all that we're gonna get as far as daily levels go up in this range. Let's continue on though, 4-hour chart. I don't know if this is going to be anything or not. That's an interesting looking spot to me. Same thing with this one. So we'll take a look at both of those on another time frame. See if those don't make themselves known as far as where the actual levels are for that. I think there's something though in that both of those areas, just based on what I'm seeing, but I'm not quite enough to confirm on the daily chart. So, or I'm sorry, on the 4-hour chart. So I'm not going to mark that just yet. Just a placeholder for now. This looks like a decent level. CRM, CPI data, market like. Yep. Beautiful Tuesday. I agree. What's up, Harry? Yeah. Lily's definitely making some big moves. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat. We're going to touch all-time high later today. Oh, sure. Yeah, that has just absolutely been moving. What are we talking about, Tyler? Talking about Lily? All right, so let's get back to this. Trying to juggle the chat and getting through this trade plan. Something's in there for sure. This is an interesting gap to the... It's closed, but it was an interesting... See some interesting reactions at these gap levels. Here and here. Okay, that gap's closed though. This little area in here is a little bit, I don't know what the right word is. Unclear. It's probably the right word for that. Yeah, that 746 level looks pretty key to me. I agree. It's probably going to wind up being a part of our, or wind up being our call entry level, but I'm going to go ahead and drill down into the hourly chart so we can get some more candles. Again, not a lot of historical or not a lot of time, I should say, spent up in this area by Lily. So the more candles I can pull for this time period, the better. This is an interesting level here. Probably winds up being a stop loss. All right, let's check out these blue levels. Do they really clear up at all? A little bit off. Yes, both of those are still kind of just not really seeing the reactions the way I want to, but I think there's something there. There's some reaction, but not quite what I would expect to see to establish support and resistance. Same thing with this one too. We'll keep those kind of in mind on watch, knowing that they are not quite confirmed, is what I would say. This is an interesting level here, though. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be our call entry level. I wish I had... Yeah, I think this is going to be our stop loss. Go ahead and mark that. I feel like this is a call entry level. So I'm going to start planning this and we'll fill in the blanks as needed. This is an interesting level right here. Probably a good first price target. Over that, I think we make a push to this 4-hour level. Here at 773.65. Do something I don't normally do. I just want to see a little bit more price action. I think this level is just a little bit lower. I think it sits right there. I think that gives us our third price target as well. All right, so that's pretty decent, I'd say, upside trade plan. Go ahead and mark this off. The question is downside. I think it does open up below this recent bounce off 728.47. Kind of what I was eyeballing. Where does that take us below that level, though? Is the question. Interesting little bounces through here, but oh, this will probably also help. Make sure that this adds up over here, too. So Harry, I will post a link to it here in the YouTube channel. I'll also post a copy of it, at least the the screenshot and all that. I'll post that in the watch list, options watch list, so you guys will at least have the chart screenshot to look at in the Discord as well. But yeah, it changes up how we share things a little bit using YouTube. Good question. All right. Gotta figure out where this first price target is. Really torn on this. I almost want to move. Let's check this one more time. Yeah, I almost want to switch this up a little bit. I think I'm going to. I'm going to switch this up to be in our call, or I'm sorry, put entry. And use this as our put stop loss. Just based on what I'm seeing back here, I think that makes more sense. Now, do we have a level? It's probably right about here. I think this becomes our first price target. I'm just marking that off with that purplish color just to kind of keep in mind. It's a little bit iffy, but I think that's a good first price target. Second price target, 695.05. Gosh, got to get used to looking at charts and talking again. Only took 4 days for me to forget how to do that. All right, here's our downside trade plan. So let's do this short position. Put that here. Whoops, didn't need to move that. Let's just check the hourly chart real quick, make sure that doesn't change my mind about anything. Like where that confluence is, we do have room. That'll flip the hourly bearish ribbon back to the upside, so all that looks good. Overall, though, below 746.87, Eli Lilly could continue to see some pullback and be a little bit bearish, just based kind of on what I'm seeing here. All right, so here's the link in the chat. Let me also post this over in the options watch list in our Discord. The live stream. All right. So what are we looking for here on Eli Lilly? We're looking for a break over 746.87. That should give us targets at 760.82, right? Is that the right level? No, spread these out a little bit. Yeah, 760.82. Sorry. Over 760.82, we're looking for a next target at 773.65 and then 789.97 with a stop loss average down at 737.45. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 720.65. That should give us targets at 706.73, 695.05, and 682.46 with a stop loss average down at 728.47. Those are your Eli Lilly trade plans. Thank you very much for the request, Harry. Let me know if you have any more questions. Feel free to shoot me a DM. All right, Chris, the greatest trade plan picker of all time, wants to take a look at CRM. I think we'd be remiss not to do that. What in the world was I doing with this little scenario here with CRM? This does not look like anything I've drawn lately. A very, very old trend line. Gosh knows how long ago. Yeah, way long time ago. All right, well, let's clean up some of this noise. Whoops, well, yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Here's what I'll do, I'll delete it this way. Where's the other one? There we go. All right. CRM, Salesforce. Let's take a look at it. Interesting that we do have Neptune heaviest sell pressure perfectly lined up. This 311.39 level that I drew, I don't know how long ago. Has CRM been up in this range before? I've had that level on the chart. It has, just quite a while ago. Okay, sorry, I was starting to think that I was crazy having levels up here, but we've been up through there before, just quite a while ago. All right, that's fine. Let's keep it rolling. I'm going to hide these indicators for a second, actually, because I think what we should start with is just verifying that we don't have some higher time frame levels in the mix here in this range. Not really seeing any, and honestly I'd be surprised if we could find any on this move that CRM's made to the upside based off this old 266 weekly level that, again, I don't know how long ago I drew that. I almost want to start from scratch though with how unsure I am about some of these levels, but it's going to take more time than I think we have. So let's dig in. I'll try to adjust this on the fly as I see the need to do so. All right. This is an interesting level. Oops. Yeah, that one right there. I think that level is probably a little bit more important than it was the last time I looked at this. All right. There's something in this little range right here, but it's not an exact level. So this will be interesting to keep on watch. Let's do this. This little range right here is what I'm talking about. You got it, Harry. Happy to help. All right, so let's see. There was a bit of a gap down there, it looks like. This could be an interesting level. We'll keep an eye on this as well. I don't think this is really much of anything, this level right here. All right, that looks better. Yeah, there was a little bit of a gap to the downside based on this higher time frame. This is an interesting level right here too, though. Keep an eye on that. All right. Do have a little bit of a trend that seems to be sticking out too, right about there. My touch isn't as clean as I'd like it to be, but overall, it is a touch. We do have a couple of clean ones there heading up, so I think we would want to pay attention to that. Also looks like a bit of a downtrend here, but we've probably broken out of it. Or there's just not, it's not confirmed yet. So that'd be interesting to keep on watch, but this is really not a factor unless we reject it one more time, in my opinion. But we'll keep it on the radar just in case it does become a confirmed trend line. All right, so how do we want to plan this out? The other thing that I think we need to do, actually, before we go too much further, we're going to need some fib extensions to the upside. Let's see how this trend really starts. This is an interesting, weird candle. It's right at close. Is that? Yeah, it's something. Oh, you know what? It's probably ER. Yep. Okay. Answers that. I have my indicators turned off. Let's flip those back on. We'll need those here in a second. It's taking a sweet time to load. Sorry, just wanted to see what this little dip was all about and how that really affects where this trend is going. I think it really does start back here. Maybe not. No, yeah, never mind. Kind of thought I saw one eyeballing it, but it's not the trend I thought it was. Okay, so let's check this out then. So then I think we're really kind of basing off of this for our fib extensions. That's where we launch toward this new current all-time high area. Interesting pullback. Yeah, right about here. I'd like to see that. Yeah, that's actually an interesting set of confluences there. That gives us some fib levels up here to keep an eye on. Go with this color for now. So we'll keep these on watch as we look to come up with our upside trade plan, which I believe really starts probably here at 308.54, which is also close to the pre-market high. I think if we break through that, take a run at least up to this 313.71 level. Over 313.71. Again, there's a little bit of a potential for rejection here at 315.10, so just keep that in mind. I think our next target right up here at 318.88, and then over that, I think we just got to shoot for the next fib extension, see how that plays out. I think the 0.618 is more significant than the 50%, but you know, I think at that point we've made very good profit taking it all the way from 308.54 all the way up to 322.15. Stop loss average down for this upside trade plan. Keep an eye on this level right here. I think below that, continuation to the upside becomes questionable. Potential to break this trend, or at least another test of it, becomes a real possibility as well. So this becomes our upside trade plan. To the downside, where does that entry really make sense? I think what we do is we shoot for this as our entry level. I do like this, although it might be a little higher. This level I have might be a little bit off. Yeah, I think it really sits right about here. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. There we go. It's our stop loss. First target at the beginning of this little zone right here. Remember that we could still find a bounce on this next level down there at 295.47. I do not think that that becomes a price target, just something to keep on watch as we allow this plan to play out, assuming we do get a downside entry, which we may not. This looks quite bullish. So below that, I like this 292.28 level. And below that, I like this 287.79 level for downside. So this becomes our downside trade plan here. Stretch this out a little bit. All right, that good to go. Get this there, bingo. Make sure Neptune doesn't say anything dramatically different. There's still a lot of selling pressure over this call entry level. This flag can move. It's a little bit mixed. I mean, you got these SMAs trending up pretty strongly, but ribbon's bullish, most recent signals along. Just, I would say start small. If we get over this 310, what is that, 56 level, I think we will continue through and flip the flag over. So maybe start small, add a little bit more on a confirmed break over that 310.56 is maybe a smart way to play this, in my personal opinion. So just keep that in mind based on what the indicators are saying. All right, actually, let me copy the link here first. Let's get that over to the YouTube chat. This is, I'm sorry, CRM. So there's that there. Let's copy this, put this in the watch list. Everyone. All right, so what are we looking for here on CRM? We're looking for a break over 308.54. That should give us targets at 313.71, 318.88, and 322.15, with a stop loss average down at 305.70. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 301. That should give us targets at 296.64, 292.28, and 287.79, with stop loss average down here at 303.78. All right, we've got maybe about 4 minutes left, but with, again, my having been out the last couple of trading days as far as yesterday and Friday go, I think I'm going to wrap things up just a tiny little bit early, so I've got some extra time to work on the SPY plan and kind of get my bearings back so I can make sure that what I'm putting out is as accurate as possible. So with that, I want to thank you guys for coming and joining me this morning here on our YouTube live stream for the Xtrades FOMO live stream. I hope you guys will come back Thursday morning at 8:30 a.m. Again, every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here doing these live streams for you guys unless otherwise noted, and I will do my best to give you all as much heads up as possible if that winds up being the case. So with that, as we always say here on the FOMO live stream, plan your trades, trade your plans, go out there, have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys in our Discord. Hope you guys go out, use these plans, bank on them, and I will see you guys back here Thursday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day. Thank you again for joining me.